Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so I gotta admit, after reading the chapter of Black Clover, chapter 131, at first I was a little disappointed by it. I was a little turned off by this chapter simply because I really didn't like the fact that the fight between Asta and Langris ended in a draw. It didn't seem right to me. I mean, alright, so we open up this chapter and magically Asta's crystal kind of just gets destroyed at the same time that Langris's crystal was destroyed just because it was attacked so much that it kind of fell under the pressure and just exploded. That seems like a cop out to me, especially because it took away the epicness. To me, it felt like it took away the epicness from the ending of last week's chapter, where we see Langris actually get defeated by Asta one-shotting him in black form and destroying this crystal at the same time. That was such an epic scene. It was such a I love that picture, and just basically the way that this chapter opened up. At first, it felt like it kind of took away it took away that epicness. Not to mention that whole little scene with Zax, where we see him just basically going off on everyone. Although it was character progression, kind of felt a little forced and kind of felt like his character was going back to when we first met him, where he just kind of felt like he had to put everyone in his place. I mean, like I said, it was character progression because even though he did come at everyone else and pretty much everyone deserved what he said, except for Mimosa, he was kind of wrong on that point. But the fact that he came at himself as well and said that he basically said that he needs to change the way his attitude, like the way he goes about things. Like I said, it was character progression, but at the same time, it felt like it was going back to his original character. But yeah, that's how I initially felt after reading the chapter the first time. After going back and reading it a second time before I made this video, I gotta say, I actually like the chapter a lot more now. I really do, because I kind of glossed over it in the first reading, but that scene where you see Asta's about to fall, and then just everyone kind of just like comes up, catches him, like we see Magna come up and catch Asta just as he's about to fall, and all his friends, even people that he barely knows, comes up to like support him. Basically show their support to the character just after everything he's been through and just how much he's basically sacrificed. Pretty much, he sacrificed the tournament pretty much just so he can avenge his friend. That's nice. And when it's juxtaposed next to the picture of right before that where Langris just falls on the ground by himself and no one comes to help him. No one's there to support him. He's just on the ground knocked out. And then you see right after that the picture of Asta about to fall and his friends don't let him fall. That picture is beautiful, I gotta admit it, and it actually did, even though I still don't like the fact that the fight ended in a draw, it actually made me kind of feel better about it. It actually made me appreciate it more. And after that point, I actually really enjoyed the chapter. Even in my first reading, after that point, I really loved the chapter because that fight between Lux and Azor Deer's captain, just epic, just straight up epicness. Even though it was short, even though it went by extremely fast, it was just straight up epic. And it was a lot of fun to read because, I mean, I honestly forgot about Magic Fusion. I honestly forgot that they could fuse their magics together for one powerful attack. And the fact that Lux is like, we can't win this fight, I got an idea. We're just gonna shoot a giant arrow at him and see what happens. And then his face when the Zord captain just reflects it right back at him, he's like, what? It was just so fucking epic. It was so much fun to read that part. Just that part alone made the chapter worth reading. So yeah, Lux's team has been eliminated from the tournament now, along with Asta's team. So basically, the only member of Black Clover left in the fight is kind of just Noelle because she's on Yuno's team. And speaking of that, we see Yuno and Noelle in the chapter, and they're like, "All right, Asta went down for us. We're gonna show him just how strong we are, and we're gonna win this tournament for him, basically." And just when they say that, we get a little close up on Yuno's face. And he's kind of pulling a Sasuke right now. He's kind of pulling like that like I'm kind of evil, I'm kind of twisted inside, but I'm not showing it yet. No one knows. Everyone thinks I'm still kind of a good guy. I feel like it just kind of felt weird to me the fact that he kind of just had like that menacing stare and the words he said in that part of the chapter just kind of felt weird. Kind of felt like they were implying something, and at first I was a little confused by what's going on with that. Then I remembered they were setting up Langers to be the traitor for White Knight's Eye inside the Magic Knight Order, but nothing came of that. Even after he was defeated, no mention of that whatsoever. And it got me thinking, maybe Langris is actually just a red herring. Maybe he's not actually the one who is the traitor. And after reading that part, I'm thinking it might be Yuno. Yuno might actually be pulling a Sasuke and joining the dark side in order to gain more power. And if you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense. We've seen the character grow immensely more powerful every time we see him, and it's just there's no explanation for it besides the fact that he has the legendary four leaf clover spell book. Besides that, basically, there's no explanation of how he's able to get so strong each time we see him. He seems to be like leagues ahead of where he was before. Now, if he truly is the traitor within the Knight's Order, it would make a lot of sense because they've been building up for his captain to be a traitor, working for White Knight's side this entire time. And even though they kind of put that, that theory, that like suspicion to rest a few chapters ago, we still could have it confirmed that he actually is a traitor. And if that's true, it would make sense that would actually turn traitor too, because he's taken a lot of interest in Yuno and actually has chosen him to be kind of his successor in some way. I'm not exactly sure if that's true or not, but it's kind of the implication I'm getting from that. So basically what I'm saying, they're pulling Orochimaru and Sasuke at this point, which obviously the captains are Orochimaru and Sasuke. But yeah, now that thoughts were kind of running around in my head, I'm actually really interested to see how this fight ends, because we already know that the whole point of this tournament is to find the traitor, to figure out who the traitor is. And even though everyone suspects it's Langris, I wouldn't be surprised if the way the Magic Knight Emperor is actually just looking at Yuno, focusing on him in this chapter and showing and observing just how much he's grown since he first met him. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts suspecting that maybe Yuno actually is a traitor. But yeah, besides that, I'm actually looking forward to the fight between Yuno's team and Azure Deer Captain's team. I really can't remember his name, because it's just gonna be epic. These are two extremely powerful Magic Knights that we're going to see facing off against each other in the actual finals of this tournament. So it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be drawn out. Probably, I'm guessing a good at least 3 chapters of a fight. I'm looking forward to it, especially to see how well my girl Noelle holds up in that fight. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the chapter. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like. Subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Comment down below with your thoughts and theories, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.